Hi, and welcome to Female Entrepreneurs Magazine, your go to platform for ambitious women who are ready to take the business world by storm. I'm your host, Angel France, and each week we'll dive into the latest strategies, stories, and success secrets from the most inspiring female entrepreneurs around the world. Welcome to the Real Female Entrepreneurs. Today, our next guest is proof that when you keep saying there's got to be an easier way, I know I've said that a million times. Sometimes the universe just taps you on the shoulder and says, create it. She is the founder of Work Simple, where she transforms messy workflows into magic. Thank you, Jesus. Because, oh my God, magic is the key here. Because solo entrepreneurs, creatives, and small teams, you probably rather sparkle in your zone of genius than drown in spreadsheets. I know I do. With a career that's danced through HR, marketing, IT, and beyond, she's the queen of process optimization with personality. And when she's not streamlining chaos, she's embracing the Minnesotan outdoors, knitting and spoiling her cute little rescue pup. Help me welcome the amazing Gail Fraser. I love that.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for being here. Oh my God, you're so cute. You just told me that you're getting married. So when this airs, you'll already be married.
I know. It's coming up. It's very, very, very soon.
That is great. So I'd love to hear the story of what sparked your interest to become an entrepreneur because something had to happen in your life.
Yes. So it's kind of a two-parter. I like to start the story when I was in second grade. One of my earliest memories is crying over an assignment that asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Which was very non-serious. But I took it very personal. I was surrounded by engineers, and my sister always knew she wanted to be a teacher. And I was always really inspired by like artists and musicians who always, if you hear an interview with like a career musician or an artist, they're like, this is what I always wanted to do. They just know from such a young age. And I felt like so much confusion because I didn't know. And that really followed me through school and college. I switched majors a bunch of times. I dropped out. I worked and I've had 8 different careers in 8 years. So it really has followed me around. But after working in a bunch of different jobs, a bunch of different roles and organizations, I was like, what I like in each of these jobs is helping people make their day to day life easier. And part of that is because I have ADHD and tedious admin and, like you said, spreadsheets that are just like mind glazing to look at, like nails on a chalkboard for me. And I'm just like, I need to figure out how to make this easier for me, how to make this easier for my team. And I think that ironically now I help the people who are like, I have this creative vision and I need to bring it to life, be able to bring that to life. So, what caused a lot of angst for me as a kid is now kind of like my purpose to help people be able to bring their creative passion to life.
Yeah, because you take away all that because I don't like the
Yeah,
I need that
no,
taken
no one
away.
does. Yeah. Uh huh.
And I call it the but you're the queen of fixing the
Yeah. Like you didn't start the creative business because you wanted to send the same email 12 times a week, be bogged down because you have this massive to-do list and you don't know where to start. You started it because you're creative and you want to, whether you're a photographer or designer, like that's what you want to be doing. You don't want to be spending your time on all of the like running the business stuff that you don't like, that drains your energy.
Okay, that is perfect. So this is my biggest question I love asking. So knowing what you've learned so far, what would you go back and tell your 18-year-old self?
Such a good question. I have, there are two things. I have kind of used this like map of sorts of like, what do you like? What do you not like? what are you good at? What are you not good at? And your ideal career sits in the what do you like and what are you good at, and less of the things that you, and I think it's so much of a journey. Well, you learn in every job a little bit more to add to that. And I would have started there and kind of like researched a little bit more and maybe felt less anxiety about like what potential jobs might fit into some of these categories. But then the second piece is networking. I do so much in person networking here in the Twin Cities area. And I always felt very like networking's kind of icky, like you're just using people to get a job. That's very much how it's promoted in college, or at least how it was to me. And I've made so many genuine friendships. I've found really great women entrepreneurs groups. I work with a lot of wedding pros, so some wedding focused industry groups here. And I've just met more cool people and made more friends and learned about so many different jobs and people than I ever knew possible. And so I wish that I'd had that perspective when I was in college.
I really love when the younger generation, I'm going to put you in that, are you in your 20s,
Yeah,
30, late 20s?
27.
Okay, great. I love when you guys say networking and that relationship building because, like you said, it's being taught as icky in
Mm-hmm.
colleges and beyond. And I love when you come out into the real world and you go, oh my God, this really works. I get to actually communicate with people, actually
Mm-hmm.
build that relationship. And that is just amazing because you guys get to see what it's all about, especially as
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs. And not sit
Yeah.
behind a
And
computer only, you know what I mean? And try to do it.
yes. And there's like, I mean, we have such an opportunity for virtual networking, and I've met great business owners through opportunities like this or through the internet, through Instagram. I've met people from Threads. I've like made good connections that way. But for me, it's like, I want to have a call. Like, I want to, if we're going to meet, I want to hop on a call at least where I can see you and get to understand how you work and how you talk. And in person, it's just been really rewarding to meet. Just entrepreneurs are so cool. And like, I love hearing about their passions and what they're excited about, what they're doing in their business. And it's just like such a good energy to be around. And so it's been like way more fun than I ever thought when I was like, okay, I have to go do some in person networking to grow my business.
Oh my God, that is such a key takeaway. I wish everybody would understand that networking aspect and how it takes your business from here, even if it's virtually, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
to here. What a difference.
Yeah. And most of 90% of my clients come through word of mouth or in person networking.
100%. Oh my God, I love that. All right. Game changers that have transformed your business. Obviously, we already know networking is one of them. Is there another one that has transformed your business to have growth that you didn't think would happen?
That's so great. I think, yes, networking, huge key focus for me. Just aligning myself with the right people. And when I say the right people, like finding my niche has been really important as a systems expert. It's like I could help anyone. And business systems are business systems to a degree, and every industry is a little bit different, and there are some nuances. And so when I started out, it was really broad. I was like, oh, I can help anyone. And my first few clients were friends of mine who are creatives and business owners. And I was like, well, I love working with creative people, and I get how their mind works, and they've felt left behind by really techie systems people, like the tech bros of the world. And I'm like, well, I'm not like that. I'm like, I can show up and meet you where your energy's at. And I understand that things need to be pretty and look nice and feel like you. And so I'm able to kind of meet them where they're at. And that helped shape, well, I want to work with women entrepreneurs, and I want to work with people who are creative and people who are really passionate about what they're doing. And service providers is where my kind of knowledge base was. And so I kind of sat back and was like, okay, where are my creative women solopreneur service providers? And as I'm planning my wedding, I was like, well, the wedding industry is chock full of women solopreneurs who are in a creative service industry. And so I just kind of threw a dart in that direction and started networking here in the Twin Cities. And I just have come to really love the people in that industry. It is a really referral based industry at its core. And so there is a lot of that networking component to it that really drives connection. And but it's just such a fun industry to have kind of stumbled upon. But it was really like niching down has helped me reach more clients organically through social media, because they're looking for someone who's an expert in their industry, not only in their tools.
Yeah, 100%. And the bridal industry is really wide. People don't realize
Mm-hmm.
how wide that is.
Yep.
And so I have to ask, just on a fun note, and I don't think you are you a bridezilla in any fashion?
I don't think so. I think that I'm pretty laid back. I'm pretty DIY. My favorite part about it is just getting to hang out with my friends who aren't always in town. So I think everyone's like, "What are you excited about?" And I'm like, "Hang out with my friends." So I think that that's just like been the core for me the whole time, and everything else is going to sort itself out.
All right, back in the business. What's a myth about being an entrepreneur you wish they would kick to the curb and stop believing?
That's a great question. I think at least my perception when I was in college and meeting CEOs at like collegiate networking events where you're meeting like the CEOs of like massive corporations and you don't really relate to them when you're, 18, 20, whatever in college and you're like they just seem like stuffy and they're wearing a suit and I don't I don't know what to say to them. I think one is as I meet more CEOs, they're just people and they're interesting and they've got a lot of perspectives and some of them are cool and some of them are not just like any other person. And I also think that being an entrepreneur, you see a lot of people who own their own businesses who do not fall into that traditional like
Mhm.
image of what a CEO is. There are a lot of really, really cool people out there who run their own business, and they're just people who are passionate about something and made it happen and just like really go getters. And I love that about meeting other entrepreneurs.
Yeah, in our magazine, that is what you see. You see the real people and you get to hear
Mhm.
their real stories because they're real, even though,
Yeah,
yeah, some of them are multi-billionaires, but they're real. I mean,
yeah. They're
and they're
just
real.
people doing cool things.
Yeah, that's all they are. Cool, cool things. All right. All right. We got the pup. We're getting ready to get married. But how do you juggle the beautiful chaos of your business and your personal life as well? Because I believe you're a little bit like me. Don't you have another position, business, career that you have as well?
Yes, I do. I like to say I work a 9 to 5 on the side. And I juggle those. I work fully remote in my 9 to 5, and that allows me to have some time back in my day because I'm not commuting. So I work a lot of a lot of weird hours in my business, but so do the folks in the wedding industry. And so I'm able to, work on weekends or work in the evenings while I'm watching a show, and being able to kind of work on my own terms has been really helpful. And then if you couldn't tell already from the networking piece, really, really community oriented and people focused. And so my friendships and relationships are really important to me. And so it's like, even if my schedule is so packed, I'm, making time for seeing my friends, even if I'm tired or having people over to my house. And just because that's what fills me up too, and it's so important that we have community and people to lean on. And whether they're also entrepreneurs that I've met, which is helpful to have just a support community of people who get it, or
Mm.
just, you know, my friends in my life who are always going to be my biggest supporters, and just having those people around me, even when I'm tired and even when I'm busy. It just helps me ground in why I'm doing what I'm doing.
It sounds like it revives you.
Yeah, totally.
Yep. And that's why that networking piece is so good for you, is because that is a reviving moment for you.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Cool. All right. We have an entrepreneur wannabe. She's standing on the edge, going, I want to do this, but something's holding her back. And she's like afraid of the systems and the spreadsheet and all of that. What would you tell her to do?
I would say the first few things that I would do is go meet other entrepreneurs, either online or in your community. I'm very fortunate. I live in a city, so it's very easy for me to get out and find networking groups, and there's a lot of things to do and a lot of people to meet. If you don't live, you know, in a place that's like a hub for local networking, there's so many people online, and just say like, "Hey, I'm curious about what you do." The first introduction to what I do as a job was a connection of a friend of mine who's a business owner. And she said, I do operations for small businesses. And I was like, I didn't even know that that was a career option. I didn't know that that was a possibility. And she planted the seed for me to be able to ask her questions. And when I started my business, ask her all of the like technical and legal questions and all of the kind of specifics. And she was able to be kind of a mentor to me. And so you find those people by finding people who do something similar that you're inspired by. And I find especially women entrepreneurs are so just want to build each other up and help each other. And so finding those people that you can ask those questions to, how do I form an LLC? What do I need to do for my taxes? Like things like that, where you're just finding those people. Um, and for service providers, I find the two tools that you need are a CRM. I use it with my clients a lot, Honeybook and Dubsado, and also project management tool, because you are going to feel really chaotic really quickly if you're managing all of your tasks in your notes app and on your paper planner and on your post-its. It's going to start to feel really stressful. And there are a lot of free tools available that can help you manage your task load even when you're starting out.
Do you have one that you recommend?
I personally use ClickUp. I love ClickUp. I've been in it for 4 years in organizations of all sizes. It's really scalable and really customizable, so it'll grow with you. And they have a free plan to start, so you can start there. And as you start to want more customization, more automation, more reporting, then you'll be able to grow into it and not have to switch tools down the road.
Another great tip. Thank you. That's
Anytime.
amazing. Yeah, that is I have been looking in the ClickUp recently. I just started looking at it, and I was looking at Slack, but I think ClickUp has a hand up on it for some
Yeah, well,
reason.
ClickUp just created their chat feature about a year ago.
Uh-huh.
So that's pretty new to their infrastructure, but I think a great alternative to Slack if you also need that like their project management is top tier and super customizable, and you can automate emails through there and automate. I have wedding planners that just have like their whole to-do list for the 12 months that they're planning for their clients just auto dated based on the wedding date and things like that. So
Wow.
it can be a real game changer if you need it at that level, but it's also just a good place to start if you're like, I just need somewhere to put my to-do list for now.
Yeah, that is cool. All right. Future sneak peek into what we need to look at for what's coming up with you.
I this fall gonna do a full website redesign, and so I kind of cover my eyes every time someone's like, I looked at your website and saw what you do. I'm so hopefully by the time that this airs, I'll be fresh and new, and it'll finally not be DIY'd by me, but by a good friend of mine that I've met through networking here in the cities. And also just looking forward to continuing to post on social media more after I have more brain space after the wedding. And I'm launching a blog later this fall too and doing some more speaking. So lots of different things. That's kind of my jam. I'm all over the place, but hopefully lots of good.
Yeah, that's that ADHD thing we got going on. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
She's everywhere all at once.
Okay. Tell us one thing about you that would surprise our audience. Now, we already know that you go hiking outdoors. We already know you go knitting, and we know you spoil your rescue pup. But I think there's something else probably in there.
Okay, it's a piggyback off of one of those. I started a knitting Instagram account for fun when I started knitting. And right about the same time that I started my business, my knitting account took off and I became like a micro knitfluencer, if you will. And so, as much as I hate doing my social media for my business and plan to have that be one of the first things I outsource, I have successfully grown a knitting Instagram account where I sit on my couch and am a little bit more of a goblin than I look like when I'm trying to be more professional for my business.
Okay, this is cool. Wait, this is really cool. So, first off, I've looked at knitting before and I'm like going, okay, I would probably fall asleep doing it. But I heard also that it's very like calming and you can
Yeah.
it's mindless, so it gets us
Mhm.
out of our brain. Okay.
Yes.
So bring it on, Miss Influencer, knit influa.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you a knitter influa.
I got into it because my future mother-in-law knits a lot, and I was like, "Oh, that looks cool," and I'm gonna try it. And I taught myself through like YouTube and Instagram and whatever. Oh, there's a lot of stuff available. And like a good ADHDer, I dove like all in. I was like, I'm gonna get all the supply. I spent a ton of money, and just like bought everything, but then I got into it and I stuck with it. I'm a very practical person, if that's not apparent by the systems thing. And I don't like having a bunch of stuff, but I'm very crafty. And so knitting is like the perfect culmination where I'm doing a craft, but then I get something that I get to wear. So I do sweaters and I just finished my first pair of socks. And so then it's like fun because I can wear them and they're like really good quality. And so that's fun. And it's also great for the ADHD where like instead of watching a show and also scrolling on my phone, I'm knitting and watching the show instead. So it's good for my screen time in the winter when it's really dark and cold here in Minnesota.
So I actually love knitted dresses. Love them. Like crocheted
Yeah.
dresses. Oh my god. Love them. And crochet jackets.
Yeah.
Those are like some
You
of my
should get
things.
into it. I
I
think,
know.
you know, this year could be your year. Consider yourself influenced.
Okay, we're gonna go look because that would be so much fun. Because I love wearing unique things that nobody else can find, and
Yeah.
I love taking like old knit dresses. I mean, they're jackets that go down to
Yeah.
like right above the knee and making them a dress, and
Okay.
wear a sheath dress underneath it. So yeah, oh my god, love love that look.
I'm seeing the vision.
It's a total vision. Okay. All right, let's get a little bit more fun. Okay, okay, guys, go follow her on knitting as well. This is going to be fun. What is your handle for knitting as well?
Okay. It's
Or
at gail.at.home.
oh, okay. So
So
you're okay. That's cute though, because it's a home thing. I get it.
I'm a homebody at heart and it's good for me. I don't post on there that often anymore, but when I do finish a project, it gets a little appearance.
Okay, you need to just start going. and not pay attention to the camera. I think that'd be good. Pop up the camera and just let it go.
No, no. We'll focus on business a little bit.
I know. It's just fun though. All right. Pump up the songs. Come on. I know we got some groove jam songs that you love. So tell us about them.
I have turned super basic in my music taste. I was such a like not alternative, but trying to be a hipster when I was a kid. And now I'm just like, love Sabrina Carpenter, love Charlie XCX, like Doechii, who's a hip hop artist right now. Those are like my pump up. I'm in my local coffee shop with my earbuds in, just like blasting Charlie XCX. And that's what I go to. It hypes me up for just cranking out some work.
So I don't know who he is. So is he a or she? I don't know who they
Yeah.
Yeah, is she? Okay. What is the song? Can you give me a song that you love from them?
Like there's like club classics, so good. 360, 365. She's like an EDM artist, party girl is her vibe, which is not my vibe at all. I sit at home and knit. But it really gets me hyped.
Okay, I cannot wait to play this because we put a whole song list together for everybody to like download. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I jam to your songs every single month that you're on because I'm like, okay,
I
what's
love
my
it.
favorite ones this month?
Yes.
All
Well,
right.
you're gonna not be able to put together those puzzle pieces. You're not gonna associate it with me, but just know that's what I'm listening to.
Hey, I get it. My neighbor told my husband one day, I'm so sorry my girlfriend came around the corner with loud music. And he goes, what time was it? And he's like, oh, he goes, it was this day at about this time. And he's like, oh, that was Angel. He goes, what? That was Angel? He's like, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. I had the
We
Pussycat Dolls
contain
on.
multitudes.
Yeah, I had Pussycat Dolls, I had Snoop, I had, just like,
Yeah.
yeah, all of them. And I mean, I'm a Zumba freak, so I had all the Zumba high beat songs.
Yes. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I get it. The people would probably look at me and say, oh, she was a dancer. She's probably mellow. All right,
No.
books. What are some of your favorite books?
Okay. Business wise, I really like building a story brand because it's been very helpful for marketing and just thinking about how I do my business marketing. But personal wise, I think at the beginning I talked about being really inspired by musicians and artists. And one of my favorite books that are on audio is Brandy Carlisle's memoir, Broken Horses.
Oh,
She sings on the audiobook. You really just get to hear her story of like all the music she was inspired by growing up and her experience as a queer woman and kind of the folk music scene. And Our First Dance is going to be one of her songs. And I've seen her a few times. She's like folk artist on the album, rock star on stage, and just like a real community builder in her own environment. And so I love her so much. And her book was just phenomenal. And I recommend it to anyone and I recommend it on audio because you really just get to hear her tell it and her sing it.
okay. I cannot wait for the audiobook. Okay, can't hear. I mean, that's going to be so much fun. Again, we're talking music too. So hello.
Yes. Big music person.
All right. What about quotes?
The quote that I always go back to for my own business, and I don't know where I heard it. I heard it from someone and I couldn't tell you who, is that perfection is the enemy of progress. And I think that's so important as an entrepreneur, especially like for my clients, for myself. There are a million things that you should do or that you could do if you had time or that you need to get done in the future. And there can be kind of this paralysis if you're like, well, I can't start because I can't I can't make it perfect. I don't have the time. And really just like doing something little, making a little tweak, whether that's in your systems or just like what you're doing in your business, is always going to be better than just like being fully paralyzed by the fact that you maybe it's not absolutely perfect.
That is key because, oh my God, if I would have waited for every magazine to be perfect, they wouldn't go out to print. I can tell you that now.
No, you wouldn't have a magazine.
They
And I
would.
think a lot of my clients come to me and they're like, don't look at my systems. They're so chaotic and disorganized. And they're embarrassed to tell me that, like, oh, what's your project management strategy right now? Well, I have some things in my planner and post-its in my notes app, and I leave voice notes for myself. And I'm just like, that's great. Like, we'll start there. Let's like tweak a little piece of it. And it's okay if we're working towards quote unquote perfection. But needing that perfection is the enemy of like making some things better incrementally that are going to significantly improve your life.
Yeah. Yeah, so like, and I'll be blunt honest with you so everybody can understand that we all go through this. I sometimes do Post-it notes, sometimes I do a notebook, sometimes I do this, sometimes I do that. Like I said a minute ago, I'm looking at ClickUp. So what I did do was I ended up going back, and I didn't like it in the beginning, but I am liking it now, and it is free, is Google Tasks, just to organize what I have to get done because it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot, guys. And I'll be honest with you, every single month there is up to 500 tasks that have to be completed. If either I have to do it or it has to be delegated and somebody else has to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And yeah, none of us are perfect. My backend systems aren't perfect. I'm building stuff for my clients that's better than what I have because just like them, I don't have the time to fix my own. And so I have to remind myself too that like it's okay that my stuff's not perfect. I know what I'm doing. We all just are limited on time, energy, and we can't let that stop us from doing what we were meant to do. It's not a negative reflection on our value, who we are as a person. It's just a reflection of the reality of life, which is that we all have limited time and energy and only so many hours in the day.
And if you're dealing with wedding professionals, guys, you think I say I have close to 500, you better just double and triple that because they're dealing with so many clients, so many brides, so many mothers of the bride, so many grooms, plus all the vendors that they deal with. Oh my word.
Yeah, all the vendors, all the details, all the timelines. Like a lot of the wedding industry is really different from a lot of other industries in that like you're booking your clients like a year in advance most of the time. And so you're like everyone's on different timelines when they come to you um and so yeah, they just have a lot of different details to be managing and they're all doing it the best that they can right now.
Mhm. Until they find Gail,
Until
and
they find
then
me.
everything
And
happens
then they can do
perfectly.
it even better than they were before.
That's it. All right. What about a superpower? 24 hours, one day. What would it be?
I think my superpower would be having exercised without having gotten up. Like feeling like I said, I'm a homebody. I'm juggling a few different jobs. I would love to be able to feel the benefits of having moved my body without having to get up and do it. Um, and that's on being kind of lazy, couch potato, but now doing a lot of things with being seated most of the time. But it's good for me to get out and go for a walk and move my body.
Yeah, so I totally get that. Like, I'm like, I'm gonna go in the evening to go do this. And it's like I get so roped up into a project
Yes.
or doing something. I'm like, okay. And then I look and I'm like, oh, it's dark. I'm like, oh, I'm not
Yeah,
going
and
now.
I very much get that, especially with like the ADHD, get distracted. It's like hard to start, or I'm like so focused on a project that I lose all track of time. And I'm like, oh yeah, I have to like eat and exercise and all the good stuff that, you should do to take care of yourself.
So I
And
drink a
we're
lot of
all
coffee.
learning how to do that.
Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee and a lot of water because I forget to eat. And
Yeah.
that's it. It's easier just go pour, 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 whatever, and done, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm trying hard. But sometimes I lose all sense of time and what's going on around me because I love what I do and I'm very focused, but sometimes that's at the expense of all of the things that I need to do to like take care of Gail as a person.
Well, I get that. I mean, self-care is one thing, but I mean, sometimes we look at it, okay, do I get up at 4:35 in the morning or do I get that extra hour sleep?
I'm a big proponent on the sleep side.
I never thought I was, but I am now these days.
People ask, "Are you a morning or a night person?" I'm like, "Neither." I I just wanna be asleep. Um, I get spurts of energy throughout the day, really not an afternoon person either. So,
Mhm.
it just, when it happens, but I'm a big proponent on the sleep side.
I'm a limited sleeper, so I totally it's okay. I just have to do projects. I mean, that started when I was young. My mom brought me to the doctor and said, "She doesn't sleep. What can we do?" Because she was already pregnant for another child, and I mean, she needed sleep.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I love a nap. I love to go to bed early, wake up late, and it doesn't really work with my current lifestyle, but I do the best I can.
That is great. All right, motivation. Sometimes we run on empty. We do. Even though we're stretched a little bit and we're constantly on the go, we do run on empty. What do you suggest
Mhm.
that to motivate yourself? What do you do?
2 things. Step away, which is hard when you're like I really especially with, like, ADHD and executive dysfunction, like, where it's like, I wanna do this and I can't, like, my brain is just stopping me, like, "Get outside, go for a walk," like, it's not gonna be better the more that I, like, force myself to do it and get more frustrated with myself not being able to, and so it's just the, like, "Okay, I'm just gonna step away, I'm just gonna go for a walk around the block or whatever." Just give your brain's giving you a sign to, like, rest and take a moment, so take the moment, and your work will be there for you when you get back.
It will
And
definitely be there, huh?
yeah, it will, whether you want it to be or not. And for me, it's the community piece. Like I said at the beginning, when I'm tired, when I'm feeling drained, I still need to, like, be around my friends and my community. I'm more extroverted in that way. My job's remote. So it's like I need to be intentional about spending time in community. And if I'm feeling really drained, there's an inclination to just like, I'm just going to go sit at home on my couch, watch a show, relax. But I'm going to be more refreshed if I like, whether I have people over to my house or I go out and go see someone, I'm gonna feel a lot more energized having spent time with my people and been able to vent or talk about their life or just have a fun conversation than I am if I'm just sitting at home feeling frustrated.
All right. I love that. That is great. Get out, go talk to your peeps instead of sitting on there binge watching.
Yes. And I love that too, but it's not in those cases, it's probably not what's gonna pull me out of it.
Yeah, true. All right. So I know what is the best way for our audience to stay connected with you? And I know you got something special for them. So do you mind telling us?
Yes. So, best way to connect with me is on social media through Instagram and threads at worksimple.io, which is also my website. Um, And I also have a freebie. If you sign up for my blog, the download, then I will send you my ClickUp Kickstart template, which is what I use with my clients in my service, the ClickUp Kickstart, as a foundation for building out their client portal and to-do lists in ClickUp, which is my project management tool of choice, as I mentioned. And so it'll give you all the tools to get started, to play around with it yourself. We can, of course, always come back to it and build out something really bespoke. But if you're looking for a good place to start, then that is what we have to offer with that template.
That's amazing. All right. Final mic drop. I know you have something to leave the female entrepreneurs with that maybe we didn't talk about. What is your tip?
I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned is as a woman entrepreneur, remind yourself that you deserve to be here. You could deserve to take up that space. You don't have to apologize for being new to what you're doing or not sure. Just be there. Just do it. You can do it. And also that community is your best friend. I think that I resonate best with entrepreneurs who might even be in my same industry, seeking similar clients, and we can make great connections and learn from each other and lift each other up. And that you can have the competition mindset if you want to, or you can really build those relationships and really grow together. And that's always going to be way more rewarding and help your business grow even more.
Love that tip. We have other people with magazines on here all the time because it's OPP, guys. You don't know where your next person's coming. It's probably from other people's people because maybe that friend who does the same thing as you, they don't jive with who they're with right now, but they can say, oh, I have the perfect person for you. And you're the person that's going to jive with them.
And maybe they're busy. Maybe there's an opportunity to collab and work with each other. There are so many more opportunities when we come together instead of create competition where there doesn't need to be any.
Okay, you heard it here first. Gail is going to start a collaboration for people who do what she does. I can see it now.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right, Gail. Loved having you on. You're so chipper, so amazing. I just appreciate having you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a joy to chat with you and get to know you today too, and just to be here and connect with your audience.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Female Entrepreneurs Magazine. I hope you found inspiration, actionable tips, and a sense of connection with our incredible community of driven women. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, leave a review, and share the episode with fellow entrepreneurs who are ready to elevate their game. Remember, your success is just the beginning, and we're here to support you in every step of the way. Until next time, keep shining, keep thriving, and remember, you have the power to create the business and life of your dreams. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.